Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.
Part 3 gang, y'all, let's get it, y'all. Part 3 gang, y'all, let's get it. Like, share, subscribe. Let's get it. Let's go. I said, what? He was like, yeah, bro, I ain't gonna say nothing, but you walk around all happy about, like, you doing all this business for a rat. I'm like, bro, listen, time out, bro. I said, hold on, bro. I said, look. I said, bro, before you call somebody a rat, bro, I said, look, you got facts on that, bro? He said, man, listen, a lot of people from the town, he said, bro, you put me on the phone, I'll call my peoples, they'll tell you, bro. They was like, bro, supposed to rat it, bro. He talking about a particular dude that's from this neighborhood. He was like, he ratted on such and such from this neighborhood. So I'm like, bro, I ain't never hear that, bro. But it be so many, like, now this is the era of, like, in penitentiary, like, stuff like this go on. Like, people will say somebody's ratting, you know what I mean? Like, ratting is being thrown out there loosely now. Like, this is what's going on in penitentiary. So, like, I'm like, bro, listen, bro. If you ain't got no facts, man, respectfully, man, don't call my man no rat. And I kind of got offended on bro because I'm like, bro, what you trying to mess up a play? He like, man, Weezy, look, man, I'm telling you this to look out for you, bro. Like, dude got too much going on. I'm letting you know now. Like, if I let my roommate know what's going on, he gonna let them dudes know that's from the other side. And them dudes from the other side gonna send a missile at him, bro. I'm like, bro, listen, bro, ain't nobody gonna send a missile at nobody, bro, because I'm gonna keep getting this money over here, bro. Like, I don't know what you talking about, bro. I said, but look, holler at me when you got some facts, man. And I gathered up my feezies. I was like, man, I dipped out of bro's cell, y'all. So boom, I want to talk to him no more, man. Like, bro, I jumped for like a black cloud. Like, I walked into a black cloud cell. I'm like, I go back up the steps. I'm like, man, this dude, man. I back up them steps, man. I'm like, man, he wilding, man. I went in the cell, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm just thinking about the job. I'm like, man, this dude, wow, man. I was like, man, I hate when dudes do that. Y'all hear me? I hate when dudes do that, man. Now, it be situations where sometimes a man's word on that situation might gotta be what it's all about. But I'm at a point now where, like, this is my man. Like, he's in the red team heavily. Nobody has said nothing about him being a rat. Like, nobody has said nothing like that. You know what I mean? So I'm like, hold on, this is crazy right here, bro. I'm not, nah, bro. Get me facts. You give me some facts, then that's what it is, man. Like, until then, I was like, I ain't really got no kicking for dude, man. So I hear a knock at the door. Like, yo, it's my homeboy. He like, man, Weezy, look, man. He come in, he like, man, Weezy, look, man. I won't try to do it like that, bro. You know me and you ain't never had no problem. You know I rock with you rock with me. He was like, but I'm telling you. I said, bro, why you ain't been telling me this thing? He said, because, man, what you think I'm trying to be the dude that they gonna put on Front Street to be able to be the one that be like, yo, you gotta come tell what you told? I was like, man, yeah, bro, you need to stand up for that. He was like, man, I ain't trying to do all that. But he was like, it's gonna come out, though. He said, it's gonna come out, though. He was like, but for real, though, bro, like, I'm telling you, because I rock with you, though. I said, bro, listen, be careful who you telling that to, bro. Like, real talk, man. Be careful who you telling that to, bro. I said, because, like, you gotta understand, stuff like that can get somebody hurt. You know what I mean? Stuff like that can get somebody hurt, man. So I was like, be careful who you telling that to, bro. I said, because you tell the wrong person, somebody gonna be on some different stuff with you, bro. So be careful who you telling that. I said, you ain't gotta worry about me. I said, because when you get me some facts, then I can go with that, bro. I said, other than that, bro, get out my cell, bro. And I like later on thinking about this, I felt messed up telling my homeboy that. This is my homeboy. I was like, bro, get out my cell. But like, I'm thinking so greedy. And I'm so green to like how life is now, man. Like, I'm green to how life is. And y'all are like, I'm so green to how life is now, man. I'm just thinking one way, man. And when you someone that just think one way, it never goes the right way, y'all. So boom. So my homeboy was like, all right. He just dipped out. He left. So I just sat in the cell, man. I was like, man, I went up rolling the feezy I was about to, man. His cell, man. I lit that junk. Just was sitting there like, this is crazy, man. Like, this is really crazy. But I was like, for real though, like, I can't present that to bro, because if I do, I'm gonna turn into the dude that told me this don't want to be. He don't want to be the guy on Front Street. I said, if I tell Ace this, Ace gonna get his goons and everybody to get that dude, because Ace is the one getting the bag. So I'm like, man, this is crazy, man. I was like, man, I don't know what to do. I ain't even gonna lie. I don't know what to do, man. I was like, this is crazy, man. So like for real, me and bro, my homeboy ain't speak for like 4 days. We didn't speak for like 4 days behind this, man. So like on the third day, it was really bothering me, like the information, like, you know what I mean? Like Ace and them that had to pack twice. Now, we waiting on the third joint to land. The third joint land, Ace was like, he was gonna throw me a zip. Just charge me for a half a zip. Just give him half a zip for money back for the joint. So that was a great deal. So of course I was waiting on that. But I'll be lying to y'all if I tell y'all that still wasn't on my mind. So I ain't even gonna hold y'all, man. Like for real, it was bothering me to the point where when I go outside and see Ace, and Ace would be like, hey, what's up, Weezy? After he talk to his homies, he'll pull up, what's up, Weezy? I'm like, man, I'm chilling, man. He's like, yeah, bro, like, told you, bro, what I tell you, bro? What I tell you I was gonna do up here, bro? Like, he's super flamboyant. I'm like, man, I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing. He like, yeah, bro, that's, man, I'm telling you, bro, that's all you need. When you get out there, man, you got the bag, or you got access to get the bag. He said, bro, listen, bro, puppet master time, bro. He said, why? That's why I really joined, bro. I said, bro, I know. It's crazy, bro. I was like, so look, it was crazy out there like that, bro. I said, bro, what, you got enemies and stuff? I said, dudes really was hating on you like that? He said, man, Weezy, look, I was out there hitting everybody, girl. He said, I came home fresh and sterile. He said, I was hitting everybody, girl. That's my word, Weezy. Yeah, everybody, yeah, bro. You know, I'm getting money, bro. Like before I joined the red team, dudes caught me in the mall trying to jump me, all type of stuff. Weezy, man, he was like, man, every time I see him, I'm shooting the fire. He said, every time I see him, I'm throwing fire at him. You know what I mean? I'm throwing that fire at him every time. So he said it was continuous beef. There's a lot of dudes that don't like me. There's a lot of dudes from North that don't like me. I was like, I just be trying to know who it is. If I can be on point, like just in case they come to my pod or something like that in my building or whatever. He was like, man, Weezy, there's too many to count. I got mega haters. You ain't gonna be able to keep up with all of them. I was like, man, shh. I was like, man, you wildin' though, man. That joint was right there. Like, I wanted to say something so bad, like, yo, bro, was you ratting? Or just, but I'm like, nah, like, not just because I thought it was gonna mess up what I had going on with him, but like I just feel like you shouldn't present a question like that, man, without no facts, y'all. So boom. So I didn't say anything, man. I didn't say nothing. I kept it to myself, man. But at the end of the day, man, business was booming for him. Business was booming for him, man. So like, it was just one dude from North, and I had met him in 40 building. And he been in 40 building a minute. He been a dude, he keep a jack, he stayed on the land. He don't really get a lot no money, but he know how to just keep a phone. He one of those type of dudes. But like, he kind of go in the young boys bracket. Just got locked up not too long ago, but he's been in 40 building for like a couple years. So he know a lot of the dudes from the town, regardless of the case. Now I had met bro on some doing business stuff type stuff, and me and him I got cool like that. And he ended up being from Norfolk, so that made us a little bit cooler. So me and him had a good rapport. So bro was in the school jump down the hall for me. So I used to always see bro when I go to Mob 3 and I'll come out to the bathroom. He'll always be out in the hallway trying to holler at the lady that's sitting in the desk right there at the school jump. So I'll see him from time to time. So when I bumped into him this time when I came out to use the bathroom at school, I see him, you know what I mean? I dapped him up. He's like, what's up? So me and him walked into the little bathroom right there. I was like, what's good? What you got going on down there? He was like, man, he was lit. He was already lit. He was like, shh, man, I'm down there getting greasy off that la-la, man. He was like, man, I'm lit every day, all day. He was like, man, shh. That joint crazy, man. The Ace came to this joint and got it jumping, man. He was like, Ace got 4 building out of control down there. I was like, man, that's what's up. I'm happy for bro, man. I was like, that joint crazy. I was like, but look, I said, when you get locked up? I just got locked up 4 years ago, Weezy. I was like, for real, man? I was like, well, look. I said, you know Ace from the street? He was like, yeah, I used to see Ace. I used to see Ace in the club, all that. He said, I said, was you in the jail with him? He said, I was in the jail. He said, but I don't think I was in no block with him, though. I was like, why? I said, look. I was like, look, bro, keep this between us. He was like, what? I said, bro, you gonna keep this between us? He was like, yeah. I said, man, look, somebody told me that Ace was ratting out there, man. Is it true? He was like, shh. He was like, man, shit, Mike. And the way he said it like it was nothing. He was like, man, Mike, what you mean? I was like, what you mean? He mean, Mike, like, why you saying that easy? He was like, bro, I'm saying that easy. He was like, because everybody's ratting now, Weezy, man. He said, everybody's out there ratting. Like, I'm letting you know now. Like, just like there's a lot of new red team members in the town. He said, it's a lot of new rats in the town. He said, everybody's telling. Everybody's telling, Weezy, man. Everybody's in that joint telling, man. So I'm like, so you saying Ace telling? He was like, bro, it's probably a possibility. He said, now, something that ran across my ear a few times that told me that he was talking to the people. And he was like, his joint could have got picked up from the feds and all of this because they didn't find that firearm. Now, he told me that they didn't find that firearm, but he was like, at the same time, though, people were saying that he's supposed to have told to get rid of that firearm. Now, he was like, now, the person that he told on, he was like, I don't know. I don't know that information. But he was like, it is kind of like a rumor that he told. You know what I mean? He was like, but he said, I'll tell you this, though, Weezy. He was like, nobody cares, Weezy, man. Nobody cares, man. He said, as long as you somebody that's producing and you getting money, nobody cares what you're doing, man. He said, you can do anything. I'm telling you, man. I was like, nah, bro, you can't be no rat in the street, bro. He was like, what? He said, man, Weezy, this all they doing out here is ratting. He said, everybody rats. He said, man, I was in the jail. It was dudes just jumping on people's case that seen it on the news, calling POC and just jumping on people's case. Weezy, he was like, people don't care. People was ratting all over the place. He said, nobody was trying to go to jail. I said, you ratting? He was like, he squared off me. I was like, man, I'm joking, bro. I was like, but nah, bro. It's like that, bro. Like, it's crazy. Like, he was like, man, look, that's why I said I don't put it past Ace. Now, I ain't saying, he was like, but it always be them dudes that be getting money, Weezy. He was like, man, you even if them dudes down there know. He was like, even if dudes in my building know. He said, ain't nobody gonna say nothing, Weezy, because he winning. I said, nah, it ain't that bad, bro. I said, everybody. He was like, nah, I'm telling you, bro. I know for a fact the ones from Norfolk definitely heard that rumor, man. He was like, man, but don't nobody care because he feeding everybody. So I just thought about it when he said that. I'm like, feeding everybody. I'm like, this man is looking out for me. And he said he got a whole zip for me. I'm like, it's just crazy, man. So like, just hearing that reality of conversation, man, like, that jump kind of like brought my spirits down a little bit, y'all. So boom, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. I was feeling like, damn, man, bro, my homeboy might be a rat, man. Like he went home and he came back a red team member, man. Now he's a rat. Like, this was a lot right here, man. But still though, man, I still try to think like a hustler, and I still try to believe like, yo, you know what? I still need that zip. I gotta get that zip. Ain't no way in the world I'm gonna let that zip get past me, man. But I'm like, should me and bro have a conversation about this? Or should I just be one of them dudes that just be like, I don't care about it, yo. So boom. Nah, I'm not gonna be a dude to be like, I don't care about it. I already thought about it. It already came up to my mind what I was gonna do when I see bro. I was like, if he ratting, man, like, just give me the option to fall back. That's all I'm saying. Like, I ain't got nothing to do what you got going on, bro. Like, but I'm gonna ask you as a man. I'm gonna ask you a real question, bro. And he already knew that I was a real dude. Like, I knew for a fact, like, he grew into a good, like, sturdy hustler and, like, somebody that know how to make things happen and make things move around. That's what he grew into through the years of our absence time of not seeing each other. But I grew into a hustler, too. And I grew into be a dude that was a serious dude, that was a real dude. And, like I'm gonna make my own rules of how I'm supposed to live. And for real, it's my rule that I don't want to hang with a rat or get nothing from a rat. So give me that option. So I was like, I'm just gonna ask bro straight up. Like, what he gonna lie to me? Like, what he gonna like say no? Like, they don't need to lie to me because he already know I wasn't gonna put his business out there. He already know I wasn't gonna do none of that. So I was like, man, I'm gonna ask bro a real question, y'all. Like, that's what I was gonna do. So I shot bro a kite. And I told him, come outside, not that day, the next day. I said, yo, bro, come outside, morning rec. Now, morning rec, it wasn't gonna be a lot of people out there. It was just starting to be winter time. So a lot of people weren't gonna be out there unless they working out, maybe playing basketball, but it don't look like 2 o'clock rec. Like, everybody out there 2 o'clock rec, or maybe 7 o'clock rec in the summertime. But the morning time, not a lot of people. I shot bro a kite. No, bro, meet me outside, Dodo, bro. Important the conversation, gotta holler at you. You know what I mean? So I seen his window when I was coming from Child. I seen his window at dinner. My wife had to go past his window. I looked. He was in the window, like, he gave me the thumbs up. I'm like, all right. So next morning rolled around. When the next morning rolled around, I go outside. I had to wait for his party to come out. So I'm just standing on the fence, kind of like by the cooler. You know what I mean? Right there at the front by the gate. I'm just standing right there. I was waiting for bro to come up. So bro finally come walking out. When I looked, it was just him and another homie dude. So they walking. As soon as they got on the gate, he down, dude went that way. Dude started going to court shooting. So he was like, what's up, Weezy? He got me out here early in the morning, man. He was like, man, John crazy. I could have been staying there, John talking to my girl on the phone. I was like, yeah, so bro had a jack and everything. I'm like, yeah, bro. Like for real, if this all wasn't going on, I been was gonna holler at bro and be like, yo, bro, what's up with a jack? Like, what's up with a jack, bro? I'm trying to get, I knew he would have got me one. And if I had to pay for it, it definitely would have been for the low. So like, I'm just like, yo, I'm like, man, John, he was like, I could have stayed on the phone. He was like, we got me out here, Weezy. I'm like, yo, let's walk, man. So me and bro started walking left. So we started walking. I'm like, yo, bro, man, real talk, man. I was like, bro, like back then when you knew me, bro, I was like, man, I was a little young. I ain't even gonna lie. I was like, the person I'm mature to be now, I was like, bro, listen, I'm a real dude, man. Like, I was like, I don't know what's going on out there on the street because I ain't been out there on the street. I said, but what I do know is this, man, like my morals and everything, I got to live by it in here. You know what I mean? I was like, I already know the world is upside down. I said, but I'm not living in the world right now. I'm living in prison. So I said, my rules, bro, like the rules I set for myself, man, is like, I can't really be rocking with no dude that's ratting. He was like as we were walking, I seen his face like, ratting. I was like, yeah, bro. I was like, bro, was you telling, bro? I said, bro, let's keep it 100 with me, bro. I said, bro, I promise you, I ain't gonna tell dudes, bro. I said, bro, I just want to know for my own personal belief. I said, because the rumor ran across my ear, but I just want to know for my own personal belief. So I'm asking you straight up, bro. Like, real talk, bro. Like, you know, I ain't gonna put your business out there. You know, at the end of the day, bro, like it is what it is, bro. Like, but give me the option, my nigga. I said, give me that option, bro. He was like, we got a little close. He was like, man, Man, Weezy, man, look, like, one thing about it, Weezy, man, like, I was like, I'm listening, bro. He was like, man, how can I say this, man? Like for real, Weezy, man, we walking, like, man, for real, Weezy, like, bro, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. I'm gonna say that. He was like, without getting into details, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, man. He was like, them people came to me, them people was about to send me to the feds for some member shit. I mean, he was like, and for having that hammer. So he was like, man, for real, Weezy, this, you know, things happen, bro. He was like, you know, it ain't like us a nigga that's on the yard with us. It ain't like us a nigga that you would know. He was like, it was a nigga that's from out of town, don't nobody know. So fuck that nigga, man. He was like, but the only reason I'm telling you that, because I respected you back then, man. I respected you back then, Weezy, man. And for real, you know that I wasn't even a red team member back then. But he was like, yo, bro, I had to do what I had to do. Like, I ain't even gonna lie to y'all, man. Like, Ace was the first dude that kind of like to admit of snitching. That, you know, for me and him having a conversation, I have heard a dude say it loudly. What y'all got how much time? Man, y'all better do what I did. I used to hear a dude from Norfolk say that to the whole freaking Norfolk, and this was on susses. And this was like the first time I met a real big rat. You know what I mean? And like nobody would say nothing to this guy. What? Y'all better do what I did. That was one of the first times. Through the years, I've been hearing rumors about how it is and how it's changing. Now, I'm actually meeting a Master Splinter face to face. This is Master Splinter I'm talking to. As me and him was having this conversation, I promise you, I just seen a freaking rat head on him, man. Like, it almost scared me because the head was so big on it, paws. Like, he was just talking like, man, I'm picturing a rat head. I'm like, shh. I'm like, yo, this is out of control, y'all, so boom. But nevertheless, bro is running down the situation, man. He basically said this. Ain't nobody playing fair. He said nobody's playing fair out there. And nobody died. And that's why I say this to this day. But he was the first person. Ace was the first person I heard say this. He was like, Weezy, look. He was like, there's nobody that I do business with on both sides, from Florida side to Virginia side, that I'm going to believe that they not going to turn state evidence for me if they get caught. He said, I don't care, Weezy. He said, the game is messed up. He said, nobody. I don't trust nobody. He said, anybody can tell. So he said, you know what I'm going to do, Weezy? I'm going to play the game right back with him. That's what I'm going to do. He said, I got into the game to play the game right back. I said, what? I said, so what's playing the game right back? He said, playing the game right back is tagging somebody back. I said, tagging somebody? What you mean tagging somebody? He said, yeah, shit. I'm going to tag a nigga. If I get caught, I'm going to tag a nigga. And I'm going to get out. So I said, what happens when you get out? I said, do you work for them when you get out? He was like, I mean, you know, like, yeah, like you under the books. Like, if they ever want to grab you, they can grab you. Like, they can just come grab you. I'm like, you all the way rat. I ain't say that to him, but I was like, this is crazy. He like, yeah, though, man. Like that's what it is, though. Like I don't believe nobody honorable, man. The game, he said, if you in the game, you in the game. It's a game. That's why it's called a game. You got to know how to play the game, Weezy. And he was serious about it. Like, and I promise y'all, like I took that and I use this to this day. And I really think this is how it is, man. There's nobody you can trust when you out there breaking the law, y'all. So boom. How you want to believe that, man? You want to believe it's going to be one person to be like, you know what? I'm going to stay and fight the judge. I'm never going to go back. I'm never going to be the guy that they're going to say I'm snitching. I'm going to fight the judge. When you're in a block full of snitches, everybody's ratting. Like the whole world is ratting. It's all over the place, man. So like, bro gave me that reality, man. He gave me that reality, man. I told him, I said, yo, bro, I ain't even gonna lie, man. I said, bro, respectfully, man. I was like, bro, I ain't even gonna lie, man. I said, look, bro. I said, man, listen, I gotta fall back, bro. You know what I mean? He was like, you good, Weezy, man. I was like, bro, do your thing, be careful, man. I said, but I gotta fall back, bro. And that was the truth, y'all. Like, I took that option, man. Like if bro see this, he gonna be like, man, Weezy was wild for that because, like, a week later, he struck for all that la. And you know where I was at? With nothing. I had nothing. Red team running around in my pod. They lit. You know what I mean? I was like, man, I ain't messing with that jump, man. So I said like 3 days went by from him striking that new pack. So I'm out the jump, man. Like, it's just, you know what I mean? I'm trying to deal with it. You know what I mean? But I'm out here to put bro business on blast. But at the end of the day, I processed that stuff the way I did, man. And I just was moving on from it. But bro is still winning. Like, this is what goes on. This is what's going on in the world. The people out there that's getting the money, hustling out there, getting to that bag, 99% of the time they are rats. And this is how I witnessed in the penitentiary for the first time, man. But like, this shit was crazy, man. So bro kind of like, he was doing his thing. He was doing his thing, man. So like I say, like 4 days, probably 3-4 days after from him getting the pack, man, my homeboy that pulled up on me the first time, like he watched everything. And even though me and him weren't talking like that, I had felt guilty to go back and be like, yo, bro, you was right, bro. And like, I ain't want to do that. Like, I was in my pride about my man being a rat. And I still didn't want to be like, yo, I'm co-signing. Like, I didn't know what to do. All I know is I didn't go back and let him know the real count, man. I just didn't want to, like, and me and him won't talk. So like on the 4th day, like he can tell what's going on. He can tell when I'm happy. Like if I got la, he can know how I move. He know me. So like I just think he knew that I wasn't involved no more and what was going on. And then he see me standing at the microwave. I was just waiting for my soup to cook, and I'm just standing there like this in deep thought. Got the headphones on. I'm just looking at the microwave cook, watching my soup boil. And I'm just looking at the junk, man. And I feel somebody like, and I look this way and wasn't nobody there. I looked this way. It was him. He was like, he was like, what's up? You good? I was like, yeah, man, I'm good, man. He was like, why you ain't running around here messing with the Lala? He said, I ain't seen you hollering at Ace. Ace ain't get with you? I'm like, you funny, man. Go ahead with that, man. I checked my soup. I was like, stirred it up. I was like, ding. I was like, bro, look, man. You was right, though, man. He was like, what? I was like, you was right, man. He was like, I was what? I said, bro, you was right, man. He was like, no, I was right. I told you that nigga was a rat weasel, man. I was like, bro. He was like, how you find out? I said, I asked the nigga, bro, straight up, man. I asked the nigga straight up, man. It's like, nigga told me, man. He was like, man, he told me that shit is one big game out there people playing, man. And everybody's rats. He was like, man, real shit. That's how it is. That's why I ain't hustling when I get out there. I was like, me either, bro. Like, it ain't no, like, the game is fucked. Like, to hear that back then, I was like, the game is done. You know what I mean? He like, yo, bro, like, that shit crazy. He was like, man, but for real, though. He was like, I'm gonna tell you some real shit, though. I was like, what? He was like, man, my roommate don't know. I was like, what? Who the fuck told your roommate? I said, you told your roommate. He was like, what you give a fuck for? He said, you fucking with him still? I was like, nah, I just don't want the nigga to think that I was the one that ran back. And you know what I mean? He was like, man, fuck that nigga Weezy, man. He was like, man, fuck that nigga, man. He was like, man, that nigga gonna get his, man. That nigga gonna get his, man. I was like, what? He was like, yeah. He was like, yeah, bro. He was like, look, my roommate told me, goddamn, if I clean that nigga up, I could be in the red team. I was like, what? You want to be on the red team? He was like, I've been wanting to be on the red team. I just couldn't find the right set, though. He said, then, you know, when Ace came up here, he was talking to me. You know what I mean? After he tried to bring you home, he tried to bring me home. I was like, nah, he a rat. I ain't coming under no rat. He was like, my roommate and them ain't even from Norfolk. That's the 804 Bloods. I'm about to rock with them. So I'm like, I was like, bro, that's crazy, man. So I'm like, yo, so your initiation is to clean bro up, man. He was like, yeah. I was like, do the dudes down there know? He was like, man, look, you don't need to know all that. He said, the only thing you need to know is I'm about to clean this nigga up soon and I'm gonna be a red team member. You know what I mean? I was like, bro, you wanna be a red, like all this red team shit, y'all was making my head hurt, y'all. So boom. Bro wanna be a red team member? It was just a lot going on. But I'm like, damn, red team rule. Red team rule, man. But like, I'll be lying to y'all, man. I felt bad. Like I said, bro, watching this, man. You know what I mean? Like, bro, I never was the one, bro. I never was the one that leaked that information. You know what I mean? Bro came back and told me the whole play like they was already about to. Now, I ain't want to go back and warn bro because bro a rat. You know what I mean? Like, bro, play your game the way you play your game. I'm not in no game. You know what I mean? I'm not playing in none of y'all game, man. So like, I just stayed out the junk, y'all. I know it sounds messed up, but that's what I did, man. And like, it was crazy, man, because the way they lined bro up was crazy, man. They lined him up perfectly, man. Like, it was like the perfect line, man. This was like a Saturday. And like, you know, this is the day that they do the bologna for lunch and all of that. Like, you know, that day, like people go to child, but like the compound is just so lazy on that day because like everybody eats on that side of the yard. And once lunch over with, it's wrapped, you know what I mean? But like the whole day is just the COs are lazy. It just feels lazy on Lawrenceville. So I remember when we went to go get the bologna, bro was in the chow. I seen Ace. Ace was in the chow sitting at the back table with a bunch of red team members. Word. So I seen my celly and I seen him sitting at the table with some other red team members on the other side of him. So I didn't know what they was doing. I ain't paying no mind, but all I know is everybody was laughing coming back up the boulevard. And I seen Ace. He was coming back up the boulevard. And he, instead of going straight, he would have had to go straight to get to 40 building. Bro made a left. And he came in our building, y'all. So boom. I promise you, man, I looked up. By the time I got in there, I looked. I seen Ace going up the steps like this. I wanted to say, wait! I can't want a rat. I can't, man. Word, he went up the steps. You know what I mean? So now they got him in the block. I'm like, yo, why did bro come in this block? Why did bro come in this block? I look, I see my man coming in a little late. I said, yo, man, that's how the hell y'all get this nigga in this pod? Y'all gonna catch a body in this shit? He was like, this nigga dumb as a bitch. He about to let my man use the phone. He said, hey, we about to take his phone. I'm like, man, go ahead with that shit, man. He was like, man, fuck that nigga Weezer, man. I'm looking at a nigga from Norfolk that's fucking hungry to be a red team member. And he's about to get paid off for cleaning up a nigga from the town, y'all. So boom. This was all tricky to me, man, because like to have to know that my man is about to get cleaned up like this was wild. But what could I do? What could I do, y'all? I couldn't do anything, man. Like, this was a crazy situation right here, man. But at the end of the day, man, situations happen all the time in there. Y'all know the count. Now, I promise you, man, they was in the back cell at the top. They was up that jump for a minute with the cut up, man. They was in that jump for a minute with the cut up. That's all you started seeing was dudes just coming there one by one. Dudes was coming in that jump one by one. That's my word. That jump was looking like a men's bathroom in a concert. Dudes was coming in that jump one by one. I'm just watching dudes. I'm standing on the tip. I'm just watching dudes go back and forth in the joint. It's going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. The next thing you know, it got quiet in the joint. And then you just heard the door go boom. You seen the door. You can see the door. They had to cut up. You can see the door move. Boom. That jump move. Boom. 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 But you just heard some punching and fighting. You just started hearing nigga get his ass whooped. I was like, I'm listening to that jump. I'm like, shh. And it just got crazy. Boom. 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 Bitch ass nigga. And they in there beating somebody's ass, which I already know is Ace ass. It got to be Ace ass, man. I stood on the tier, y'all. I would say for like a minute. For like a minute, y'all. My word, I stood on the tier for like a minute. And after a minute, I was like, man, I went back in my cell. I went back in the cell. I sat down on the bed. I can stand up from my bed a little bit. I can see out the window, but I can't see all the way into the corner top tier area where they beating his ass at. But I sat on the bed for like 30 seconds. I was like, my nosy ass. I was like, I got back up. I went to the window. I was like, man, I look. They throwing that nigga out the cell. Oh, that's word. Look, his sweatshirt ripped up. He came in there. He had his blue shirt on with sweatshirt under it. His sweatshirt ripped up. They took his blue shirt off. They stripped him. He out there jumping his boxes. He trying to move. They like, boom, they kicking his ass. Boom, boom, they fucking him up. They kicked him out the room. Literally, man, not kicking him out like you had, they was kicking him. Get your ass. They were beating his ass out that motherfucking room. I promise you, they was beating his ass out that room, man. On everything. That man got down, got out that jump. That man started walking towards the laundry area. That man fucked up. I'm like, oh shit, that's crazy. He crawled towards the laundry area, man. He got by the laundry area. He got up. The lady in the booth was looking like, what the fuck? That nigga shit was all red and bloody. And they got out. Nigga was like, he looked around. I promise you, it looked like he was looking for me. That nigga was like, he looked over there by myself. I was like, I ducked his ass, y'all. That's my word. So boom, I slid on that nigga. The hell? That nigga, look. I got back by my joint. I got low in the cut. My cut was already low. So I'm like this. I'm like, oh, that joint. I'm like, that nigga was standing over my laundry. He was like, he be checking this out. He was like, you see the red team? They're like, them niggas come out like shots. He's like, yo, get the fuck out of our pod. Fuck around with you, pussy. Get out of our pod, you fucking rat. The fuck out of here, nigga. That nigga was like, he gotta walk past them to get to the steps. I'm saying in my head, where the hell is the police at? Where the fuck is the police at? They was like, get the fuck out of here, nigga, before we come down there. He was like, he started walking. He got close to them. He was about to hit the corner to get by the steps. He was like, as soon as he got right there, nigga hit his ass again. They start beating his ass right there. But they like, sorry, now you see later before they beating his ass. Boom, 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 boom. I'm like, oh shit. Man, they fucked that nigga up by the trash can at the top part by the steps. At the top part of the steps. I'm like, oh shit. Man, they beating his, man, I said, oh, that shit crazy. Fuck Ace up. Fuck Ace up. Police coming at bitch. Man, what y'all doing? They run up the steps. What y'all doing? This word was 2 red team members that didn't stop whooping his ass till the police came, man. And the police grabbed them niggas. That's my word. Police grabbed them niggas, man. Man, they grabbed them niggas, man. And they grabbed goddamn Ace. And they took Ace downstairs. They handcuffed the 2 red team members. Locked down. They told all us to lock down. I looked up. I seen my homeboy sliding out the little cell. He slide out. You know what I mean? He looking all happy. He slid out. I'm like, look at him. He happy he a part of the red team now. After that assassination. I said, this man a psychopath. So they lock us down. They got Ace sitting out there. Ace fucked up. They like, yo, you're not even in this building. What the fuck you doing in this building? He was like, he ain't even had no answers. They was like, what you doing in this building? You're not even in this building. He was like, they got that nigga, man. That's where they walked that nigga to medical. I looked out the window. That nigga was headed to medical. When they took him to medical, then they took the 2 dudes to the Bing. They gotta go to medical too, but they took them after they took Ace. Everything, man. Word, we went on lockdown 5 hours. We come out for dinner game. Lawrenceville super bootleg game. We come out. As soon as we come out, everybody looking like, I see my homeboy. He over there in the corner with the red tee, like, nah, they locking in, they super locking in, yeah. I'm like, look at him, man. He happy to be in the red team. He see me, like, I was like, come here, man. He was like, he walked over there. I was like, yo, what the hell y'all doing in the room to that nigga, man? He was like, man, I beat his ass first. Shit, I did what I was supposed to do. He said, that shit out there, that was them niggas. That was them niggas. I said, yo, so look, what y'all gonna do with that phone? You selling it? He was like, oh, no, we keeping this phone, Weezy. I'm a piece of shit, man. But fuck it, man. Bro was a rat. Bro was a rat, man, and things happen, man. But that was a crazy dynamic of watching a nigga that hated the red team to end up being on the red team, and then the red team was the one that X'd him out for ratting. Prison is crazy, man. The streets is crazy, man. At the end of the day, stop doing crime. At the end of the day, don't come to prison. Stay your ass out here, man. It don't make sense to come to this place that I'm talking about, man. Nobody plays fair. The wolves are waiting for you, man, and they ready to do whatever if you green. Stay on these streets, man. It turned out to be crazy, man, because bro never brought his ass out the hole. A rat don't do that anyway. A rat ain't gonna come out the hole once he exposed unless he a super gorilla. Red team members got out, but Ace never got out. And he stayed back in the hole and I never saw him again, man. So that was a crazy situation. That's the end of the damn story, though. Man, I appreciate y'all for watching, man. Y'all make sure y'all stay out the way from me, man. I don't ask for much. I just want you to stay out here with your family, man. That's it. But y'all already know what it is, man. This was a bonus banger game. So what did y'all do this one? Like, subscribe, man. Let's go. But be safe out there, y'all. And stay your ass out the way.
Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart just to open your eyes up.